All right, welcome back, everybody, to Sound Off. I am Mr. Sound Off. It is week 8 of the NFL season. We are going into our week 8 NFL picks. Coming up here, everything for this weekend's games besides the Thursday night game that already happened here. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying your week here so far. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying your seasons, your fantasy seasons, your bets. I know there's a whole bunch of stuff going on with betting right now, but it's still a fun thing and it's a legal thing. So I've been here kind of helping out, trying to help out as best as I can with people if they want to do friendly legal betting, right? So I got some other picks here to go along for this weekend. A bunch of interesting matchups going on in the NFL. So without further ado, like I said, I am Mr. Sound Off. If you guys haven't already, please click and subscribe. Hit the notification bell for new videos as we keep popping them out here. I did have to miss last week, unfortunately. Different stuff going on, with the family, events, work, all those kind of things there. But try to come out with videos every week, if not multiple times per week. So, like I said here, did miss week 7. Sorry, guys, for that there. But back out here with week 8 for everyone. So, without further ado, we got week 8 NFL picks for you here. Starting off, the first game, we got Dolphins versus the Falcons. I really don't know how Mike McDaniels is really still the coach of that team there in Miami. He's saying that he's not saying who is going to be the starting quarterback in the game. Is it Tua? Is it the backup quarterback for them? We don't know. He won't say. But he is saying that he just hopes their quarterback doesn't throw 10 picks. So I guess, 7 or 8 is just fine with him, right? The Falcons, on the other hand, they all of a sudden, Michael Penix looks like is going to be too banged up. So Kirk Cousins is going to be making his first start in basically, a year? Like a full-on year? I forget what week it was that he went out last year for the Falcons, and they put Penix in. I think it was a little further on in the season, but around this time here. So anyways, he's going to be coming off the bench, maybe a little rusty. I expect to actually have a pretty good game at him, though. Kind of like Aaron Rodgers. He's now like about 2 years removed, year and a half removed from the Achilles injury. If you guys don't know, I just had Achilles surgery myself. I just ruptured my Achilles tendon, so I just did the same thing that Aaron Rodgers and Kirk Cousins did, and so I'm in that rehab process myself. So I get it. I hope that it's not a year, 2 years long kind of process, but as far as being like an athlete and going competing on the world stage like that, I could see that for sure. So, anyways, I think that he's going to do fairly good for the Falcons here this weekend. The Dolphins don't have a great defense, anyways. The line is Falcons winning this game by 7.5 points. Again, they're at home, and the total score at 44.5 points as well. I'm going with the Falcons to go ahead and cover this game, win this game 27-17. Now that there's 44 points, so I'm taking the under on the overall score though on that game there. Don't think the Dolphins are going to score a ton of points. Falcons defense is pretty good too. Next one here, we have Jets at the Bengals. On this guy here, we have the Bengals up by 6 points. I think Flacco on that team, like I said a few weeks ago, I think Flacco on that team with those receivers is a really good matchup. I think it was better on that matchup than it was him on the Browns. So good for the Bengals. The problem with the Bengals is they still have a terrible defense. They still couldn't make the playoffs last year with Joe Burrow and that defense. So they didn't really improve that defense a whole lot in the offseason. The good news is they're playing the Jets. And that's a good thing for anyone. I mean, the Jets have to win at some point, right? I mean, are they going to be the Lions? Are they going to be the Dolphins kind of thing where, are they going to get one win? Are they going to get 0 wins for the year? Not a good look for that coach, that's for sure. You hate to see any coach lose their job, first off, but also a coach that you just hire him first year in if they get rid of him. But at one point, do you say, oh my goodness, we're, 0-7, we're 0-8, we're 0-10, whatever it might be, where you're like, this obviously is not working with this coach. And I can't help but think about how, again, Aaron Glenn and that Jets organization traded Aaron Rodgers and decided we're going to go with Justin Fields or our other quarterbacks, Tyrod Taylor, because we're so much better with that compared to the guy who was voted the team captain and most liked player on the team a couple years ago, in Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers is having a very good season for the Steelers. I also always bring up how Aaron Rodgers had a broken thumb and broken ribs his last year there in Green Bay. The year before the broken thumb and broken ribs, Aaron Rodgers was the MVP of the NFL. I mean, so he went MVP, all these injuries, then he goes, tears his Achilles, and he's coming back off that Achilles, has a decent season, really, for the Jets, all right? The team seemingly likes him a whole lot, and Aaron Glenn comes in from the Lions right after Aaron Rodgers has been beating him for years, and says, no, we don't need you to get on out of here, and does it in a horrible way as well. I mean, it is what it is, Aaron Glenn. So you're not winning this game here either. You're on the road versus the Bengals. Bengals, again, they are supposed to cover this by 6. I'm getting the Bengals to win this game 20-13 over the Jets. Total score 44.5. I don't think the Jets can really score a whole lot of points, so I'm going with the under on this guy here, right? At 33 points there for the total, so going under with that one. Next one, Browns at the Patriots. Tyler Gabriel has not looked very good so far with the Browns. The Patriots are looking even better than I thought. I mean, I thought they would get to this point by week like 14, 15, where maybe they're not one of the best teams in the NFL, but they're definitely like maybe like a top 10, like a playoff type team. I just, like I was saying all year long, rookie quarterback from last year, he didn't even start last year, so kind of, finishing his rookie season this year, or rookie year 1.5, that kind of thing there. The most free agents out of any team in the NFL. They got a young squad besides those free agents. I think it takes a little while for those things to mesh, and it looks like it's already there. The Browns defense, I keep believing that the Browns defense is one of the best in the NFL, but you can only do so much, right, when your offense is horrible. And again, Tyler Gabriel is not that. They don't have a ton of weapons around him. Judkins is good at running back, but not a whole lot besides that. So Patriots are favored in this game to win by 7. I'm taking the Patriots to win this game by 7, so push on the spread there. And then we got 40.5 on the total score there. I'm taking Patriots to win this game 20-13. Okay, so we're going under on the total score on that game there. Next one, we have Giants at Eagles, a nice rematch here from a few weeks ago. Giants taking that game in a surprising game. Giants coming off a huge defeat last week where they're ahead by just a ton of points. I really don't know what to make of the Giants or the Broncos. I've not been the biggest fan, I guess, of Bo Nix. I mean, I like him. Just, I don't believe he's like, a top tier quarterback or anything like that there. Does he kind of remind me of JJ McCarthy, I guess? Like those couple games, he's horrible for 7 quarters and great for 1 quarter. That doesn't quite do it, right? So, on this game here, I'm going to take the Eagles to win this game. They had a big win last week. Looks like A.J. Brown's going to be out of this game, but I still think they have enough firepower on that offense to do it. Defense is good enough. Looks like they're bringing back one of their guys, brought him basically out of retirement as well for the Eagles. I don't expect him to really play much in this game here, but, kind of maybe a morale boost for the Eagles more than anything. Eagles are favored to win this game by 7.5. I'm taking the Eagles to win 27-20, so I'm going under on the spread. Total is 43.5. Again, I'm going 27-20 on that, so I'm taking the over on the total points for that game there. Next, we have the Bills at the Panthers. Bills have been an interesting team. I think their defense since week 1 has never looked very good this year. Really wasn't fantastic last year as well. Wasn't the Bills teams from a few years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, that kind of thing, 5 years ago, where the defense was really kind of leading them. Josh Allen was coming into his own. Now it's kind of flipped. But they don't have a ton of stuff on offense, but it's good enough. And you have Josh Allen. Panthers have been a tough team, especially at home. I expect the Panthers to kind of keep this one close because it is at home, but I expect the Bills to win this game. Bills are expected to win or favored to win by 7. I'm taking the Bills to win 30-26 on this game, not covering the spread. There's going to be a bunch of points, I think, scored in this game. All right, so the spread is the total score is at 46.5. I got over on that one there, with the Bills winning 30-26 over the Panthers. Next, we have the Bears at the Ravens. Looks like Lamar Jackson's back. All of a sudden, they're getting serious. They're taking ping pong tables out of the locker rooms and stuff like that in Baltimore. They've had a bye week, all this kind of stuff there, kind of lean in favor of Baltimore. Game's also in Baltimore itself. Bears coming off a little bit of a hot streak here. Caleb Williams playing pretty well. But I think finally that the Ravens have a good kind of get-right game. I don't think they dominate this game or anything like that there, but I do think that they are able to kind of pull out this game and win it pretty easily. So I'm going with the Ravens to win 33-23 over the Bears. The spread is at 3.5. So I'm taking the Ravens to cover that, and I'm going over on the total score of 47 points in this game here. So again, Ravens winning 33-23 over the Bears. Next one, we have the 49ers at the Texans. It looks like it's going to be Mac Jones again still for the 49ers. I don't know how long he can keep playing, how long Purdy still has to stay out. I don't know how long his legs can withstand him getting hit throughout games. And he's playing against probably the best defense in the NFL. And he's playing, on the road versus the Texans. So this game here, I'm going to go with the Texans to win this game. And it's going to be kind of a lower scoring game, kind of more of a defensive game. I mean, the Texans, unfortunately, can't do anything on offense. So there's the reason why they won't be able to pull away in this game. But I'm going to go Texans to win this game 23-17. And the spread is only at 1.5. So I think the Texans are going to go ahead and cover that one. Total score 42. I'm going under on that, again, with the Texans winning 23-17. Next, we have the Bucs and the Saints. Here's my upset pick of the week. The Bucs have been a really good team all season long, coming off a loss, last week. I think them going into the Saints stadium, the Saints have actually been playing a little bit better than I think myself and a lot of other people believe they have been. And their offense have actually been doing quite a bit more than a lot of people, or again myself at least, thought that they would do. Bucs are still pretty banged up. Missing Mike Evans. They do have some pretty good backup guys, on there. Tez Johnson all of a sudden coming out of nowhere last week. I actually picked him up in my fantasy squads, and he had me win some games because I thought Tez Johnson was going to do it, and he did. Came through, so good thing for that. But this game here, I think, is one of those kind of shocking games. Saints at home, winning this game 27-20 over the Tampa Bay Bucs. The spread is Bucs winning this game by 3.5. They're favored to win this game by 3.5 points. So obviously they're not covering that. So I'm totally picking the Saints in this game no matter what to not cover the Bucs to not cover that spread there. And total points at 46.5. I'm picking Saints to win 27-20 again. So also barely squeaking it over, but going over that total score there as well. Next we have the Cowboys and the Broncos. This is a tough one. This is what the strength meets strength, right? The Broncos defense versus the Cowboys offense. If this was in Dallas, I would totally pick Dallas. I believe that Dallas is actually a way better team than a lot of people give them credit for. Make sure you go and watch my other video for my power rankings as well for this week. But this game is in Denver. I do think that Denver is coming off that fourth quarter come from behind win versus the Giants. I believe they're probably riding high on offense more than they have all season long. Their defense is going to be there. The spread on this one here is only 3.5 points in favor of the Broncos. I'm saying they're going to win this game 27-23, so they're going to win by 4 and cover that spread. And the total points is 51. I actually think it's going to be a little more defense, and again, the game being there in Denver. I'm still not a huge believer in Bo Nix himself and scoring a ton of points. They just go right under that. Vegas knows what they're doing with these lines a lot of times. They got it at 51. I got it at 50 for these two teams here and going under. Next here we have the Tennessee Titans versus the Indianapolis Colts. Colts just keep winning and keep winning big. A combination of they have played some good teams while those teams are banged up or right situation. Maybe they play them at home. They played, Chargers, I think, in LA, but Chargers had both their offensive tackles missing. You also didn't see what the Chargers do when they're getting right, when they have Khalil Mack back and their two best offensive linemen back on their team. They, again, look like a top 10 team. Without them, nowhere near. Without them, maybe like bottom 10 team. There's quite a discrepancy with some teams when you lose your top 2 or 3 players on them. That kind of looks like the Chargers. So Colts, anyways, get to maybe play some of those teams like that, or they continuously play the Titans and the Raiders and Dolphins, Panthers, the Jets, they keep playing these bottom tier teams. Well, it's just another week like that. They're playing the Titans at home. Expect this gravy train to keep rolling for the Colts. I mean, the thing is, you can only face the teams that are on your schedule, right? And there's a difference between only facing the teams that are on your schedule and barely squeaking it out every week, and being like, oh man, we're 6-0, but we've won by a total of 10 points or something like that in 6 games. No, the Colts are tearing it up. So I mean, I believe that the Colts are a super good team. Do think that their defense is a whole lot better than people give them credit for, and they're like the number 1 offensive team in NFL ever so far at this point in the season. I don't really expect them to change a whole lot. Not sure if they're going to score 40, but I'll have them scoring 33. So I'm going to go 33-17 for the Colts over the Titans. The spread on this is 14.5. That's how much Vegas is believing in the Colts and in this matchup here itself. And so again, I'm going for the Colts to go ahead and cover that. Total score 48 points. Looks like we are at 50 here between those 2 points. So I'm also going to go with the over for the total point spread as well in that game. Next, we have the big game for me. For a lot of people, I mean, even if you're outside of Green Bay, even if you're not a Packers fan, Packers are one of those teams. I mean, you got the Cowboys, 49ers, maybe Giants, Eagles. Yeah, you have a few teams, Chiefs, obviously, that draw national attention all the time. It's pretty cool. I didn't know that when I was, kind of choosing my team. And I just got into Brett Favre back in the day when I was a little kid, and it just worked out, for me pretty good, being a fan of the Packers. And I'm always amazed at how many stories about the Packers and how much national attention the Packers get. And then you go and travel to there and you see, oh my goodness, it really is a tiny town and all this kind of stuff. That's pretty darn cool. But here it is. I mean, you have Aaron Rodgers playing versus his old team in the Green Bay Packers, and for a long time, Aaron Rodgers was my favorite player in the NFL. I'm going to still root for my Packers to win this game, but I'm also going to root for Aaron Rodgers to have a good game. So I want both things to be so. The funny thing is I've always kind of liked the Steelers a little bit. I've always said, maybe I'll go Packers versus the Raiders, Super Bowl. That'd be my number one choice. Number 2 choice would probably be Packers Steelers, and number 3 would be Packers Chiefs. Got family from Kansas City, that kind of thing. There are a lot of family that are Chiefs fans, that kind of stuff there. So that'd probably be my top 3. It'd be pretty cool to see Aaron Rodgers versus the Packers in the Super Bowl this year. I'm not sure if that's exactly going to happen. I don't think the Steelers exactly have that type of team, but Aaron Rodgers is sure playing well. Right, so he's playing good. His Achilles is looking a whole lot better. I see him moving a whole lot more than he was last year. So I expect him to have a good game in this game. I don't expect him to have some crazy game. I think what's tough for him is I'm still expecting my Packers team to play like they did those first couple weeks, where they have this dominating defense. And is that really on Aaron Rodgers or any quarterback when you go up against a dominating defense where they can just shut you down, that kind of stuff? So I'm not sure if this is a game where the Packers get to that and play that dominating defense, but I think it's in them, and I think it's much more in them than 20-25 other teams in the NFL. Even some of the teams that are top 10 defenses or something like that right now, they have good schemes, they have some good players or something like that. Do I think they're a top-notch team, defensively wise? No, I think the Packers could be, though. So, I don't really think it's going to come about in this game. I actually think this is going to be 2 quarterbacks dueling it out in this game. Steelers defense is not where they're normally at as well. So I'm going to go with, on this game here, I'm going to pick the Packers to win this game. It's in Pittsburgh. Packers are favored by 3 points. So you see there, Vegas is still not really believing in the Steelers as well, even with the home field advantage. They're still picking the Packers to win this game. So I'm going Packers to win this game 30-27. That's a push against the spread there. And then the total point spread at 45.5. Again, I'm going Packers 30-27. So that's over that point spread, and both teams scoring some pretty decent amount of points here in this game. I think that'll be a fun Sunday night game to watch. And then our last game of the week, I think kind of a snoozer, especially Jayden Daniels is not even going to play in this game anymore. It's going to be Marcus Mariota, which he is really a very good, he's a great backup quarterback, and, would be 25th to 30th best quarterback in the NFL probably, so he could probably start on a number of teams. But you're going up against the Chiefs, so the Chiefs defense is playing fantastic, and the offense is looking great right now. They got Rashee Rice back just last week. I would say that they're maybe going to try running the ball a bit more in this game here and get the running game going. I think the Chiefs know we're going to win this game and win this game easily, so they're not going to score like 40 or 50 points or something like that, where maybe they could. They just wanted to keep going with their air game. But they're going to win this game easily. The spread here on this is 11.5 in favor of the Chiefs. I think that's much too low. I think the Chiefs are going to win this game 30-13 over the Commanders. The total point spread is 47.5. I think because the Commanders are not going to be able to score a ton of points, that this game is going to be under. So, like I said, 30-13. So that's 43 points under on that guy there for the Monday night game. Hopefully you guys were able to keep up with all of that. Go ahead and rewatch the video another 5 times to make sure you got all the different scores correct, and the over-unders on there. Let me know what you think about the picks, the spreads, the over-unders, the video, the platform, the channel, all those kind of things there in the comments. Make sure you're liking, subscribing, sharing the channel as well as much as you can. Get the word out about us here. And we're trying to get out some more videos as well in the coming weeks here. And then we also got the power rankings as well. So make sure you guys check out that for week 8. All right, everybody. This is Sound Off. I'm Mr. Sound Off himself. Hope you guys enjoy your weekend. Good luck to everyone out there. Have a good night.